So I don't know how many people actually know about this. I personally didn't watch any tips and tricks videos, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. This is really dependent on one thing, and it depends on what map you're playing on / what side you're on. If you're the clones on Naboo or Kashyyyk or the Empire on Endor, if your objective is to shoot the MTT or the AT-AT, do it. Use the heavy class, use Sentry, have the star cards Bounty Hunter, and the one that has your Sentry do explosive damage. Now, if you're not playing on a map or you're not on the side where you have to shoot the MTT or the AT-AT, I 100% recommend still playing the heavy class with the explosive rounds and the Bounty Hunter star card, because coupled with that, you can melt a lot of people. I have killed people, several people, by shooting the wall next to them that they're hiding behind, and the explosive splash damage is killing them. So make sure you make use of that, because trust me, it's really good. You will get better at the game gradually. This is one of my first few games, my first couple hours right here, and you already see that I've gotten used to the heavy class. Make use of the shield, by the way, it's really good. Now just take a look at what my older brother and I do to a room full of clone troopers. Enjoy. Make sure your positioning is good. If you're in a good position to attack the MTT, because you never know when it's going to go down unless you're playing with a friend. If you're in a good position to attack the MTT and play the objective, you know, defend the Ion Disruptor or whatever, so your teammate can actually take down the shields, you're going to have a good time, because you get a lot of points for assists anyway. So really, all in all, to recap, play the heavy class, play the objective when it comes to the MTT and the AT-ATs, because you will dominate the game. But let's talk about the heroes and villains and give some tips and tricks on those, since if you use my tip with the heavy class and the defending, you will be able to play them constantly, almost every single match. If you're good at the game, you won't stop playing the heroes and villains. Anyway, the heroes and villains in this game can get melted pretty easily. You can fight 2 enemies at once and you will get melted. There are times where I've gone in and I get absolutely decimated, and it really depends on what hero or villain you're playing. They have to be mobile. And the reason this is a tip is because Darth Vader, someone like Darth Vader and Luke can really get melted easily because they are big targets. I mean, when you're playing a hero in the first place, you're a big target. But Darth Maul and Yoda, those are the 2 heroes and villains that I play the most. Someone like Rey, she can get melted too, but she does have her mind trick, which if you can pull off in time, you're fine. But Darth Maul and Yoda, with their dash abilities, they can go in and out instantly with no issues and get many, many kills. And one of the extremely basic tips I can give is have good positioning, be aware of your surroundings. What I mean by that is that every map, if you know exactly where the enemies spawn, or more or less have an idea, obviously they're going to spawn on the other side of the map and you can't really go into their spawn, but if you know the more common pathways and even the pathways on the sides, have your minigun, which is your sentry, on your heavy out and ready, and you will gather so many points from kills and assists, I promise you. So here's a good one. If you're playing as a hero or villain, do not be afraid to clutch. Right here, I'm on the point by myself. I've had so many close clutch moments. The reason I say close clutch is because we're winning, we're losing, but then I go in by myself, I clutch, my team catches up, but then they die because I died, because I got greedy. Either way, don't be afraid to go in by yourself, and like I said, playing someone mobile like Darth Maul or Yoda is much easier to have these clutch moments because you can dodge a lot. So this is one of the most basic, but it really is true. Understand the map. If you know where you're going, if you know where your enemies are going to go, I know obviously everybody's going to play the objective, or almost everybody. There's a lot of people out there that are playing team deathmatch. But if you understand the map and you know where your enemies are going and you know the secret pathways and all that, and you could get a good flank, do it. Understand the maps. Starkiller Base is a god-awful map though, so don't even bother with that one. So we're slowly starting to come to a close, so let's talk about an alternative to the first tip I gave. If you want to be in the sky, you can seriously rack up a lot of points. When you're in the air, there will be enemy players, but there will also be bots, and you can gain so many points. I have been at the top of the leaderboards almost every time I played as a starfighter, because I'm alright at it. It is a little difficult at first and overwhelming, but once you get used to it, it can really be easy, and you can play as the heroes by the end. you're going to see me make use of this tip, which is make sure you use the dodge and roll ability. It's really helpful. You're going to win gunfights with it, trust me. If you have the sentry out, you can't necessarily dodge and roll, but you can put it away and then roll right afterwards and get to safety if you need to. And finally, play with friends. Seriously, if one of you can play the objective, which you will get points for playing the objective, like shooting the ion disrupt at the MTT, and then the other one shoots at it and gets points, you can both play heroes and have fun.